Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Dragon Warrior Randomized Week 2 of the Winter League. Along with us, the best trackers in the world, RG365 and Shikali, the best streamer, Eric, and of course my commentary partner, Mr. Burgundy himself.
Hello, yes, Ferran Burgundy back in the mix here with you. It's been a little while. Glad to be back here in the second week of the 2024 Winter League, the last of the Week 2 matchups here. And we have DiabeetusThe2nd, dk9146, Kigalas, and Sawneyrath all looking to add points to their totals here with a first place finish. The way the league works, we have 5 points for first place, 3 for second, 2 for third, and 1 for fourth place. And as you can see in the middle of the screen there, we have the Chaos Light flags. So the monster stats that you're used to, well, that's all out the window. Their strength, their agility, their hit points, experience, and gold are all randomized, but they will have vanilla abilities to at least try to make things a little easy in the early going. Also, the experience will be very fast, and the speed hacks will be up as well, so that way we're not here all night with this particular competition. The map is going to be small, and short and easy Sherlock flags are also on as well. You may see some treasure guards as a possibility, as that's what the tri-state is for. Also, the summer sale and keys may or may not be on as well.
And we'll know that real quickly as soon as we check the third chest in the back. And I think you may jinx it because we've had some pretty close to 2 hours seed so far this week.
Well, yes, chaos can certainly chaos, that is for sure.
And we'll have them started here in just a second, so we're just getting that start timer from race time here going. And that'll kick down here in just a few seconds. So what do you expect to see from them while we have a moment? Do you expect more of a grind or more of an exploration start?
Well, it certainly is hard to say. That is for sure. I mean, I'm hoping that it's kind of a fast out the gate type thing.
So we weren't on at all. Okay, so is that going to more than continue in Burgundy while we wait while the streamers just get ready to go? Is that going to come down to more whether or not we have that tri-state key situation off or on, or is it going to be something else that might lead to that?
Well, we'll find out in a moment here as our runners are underway. Of course, the object in this case is to defeat the evil Dragon Lord, and our runners here will be collecting treasure chests and items, as we see an herb as well as a fairy water to start. Nice attack power though, 19 strength, and well, no keys are required, but they could certainly cast return to get on out of there if need be, but they're going to hang on to that MP for the moment.
They don't need to actually cast return because there will be no keys, so all doors are free and open to the taking. So we go into the treasury and we have the silver harp right off the bat, followed by a regular herb, the fairy flute, so 2 items if necessary right into treasury, and a pair of wings to conclude the combination.
So no gold in the treasury, so a gold grind for later. Unlikely, but not impossible necessarily, as we have Diabetes taking a look in the back area of Tantagel, and DK, meanwhile, going for exploration, finds a metal slime right off the bat here.
And unfortunately, unlike regular metal slimes, that doesn't mean you're going to get 255 or even scaled. And look at it is the trade-in for the harp underneath. Granted, it'll be a nice little trade-in of combination, but not one that's going to hurt you right now if you decided not to go there right off the bat.
Well, DK opted, after throwing a fairy water and missing, to head on out here and is now getting slept and wrecked by this warlock.
And they have to find out, because usually 1 out of the 5 is going to be what we consider the limp noodle, one that's going to be easy to defeat doesn't guarantee that it's going to be high or low experience points, but it is at least one of them should be able to be beaten pretty easily in that first section. However, I'm not thinking it's the Druid hitting at 18 to 22.
Yeah, that's the thing that throws a lot of people off is you have enemies that are a little stronger than you're used to, and vice versa. As Kigalas does a full-on reset here.
Now, I'm getting a note handed to me and saying you said that we had no gold grind, but there is a potential of a Staff of Rain grind. Can you tell them what that would involve, Burgundy?
That would involve not doing so, as we have our first level set here, and already jumping up to level 4 is Diabeetus. Looks like the Droll Magi is the enemy to take out. There's generally what's known as a wet noodle type enemy that is guaranteed to have no more than, I believe, 5 HP. And, well, now, oh yeah, already a couple of spells coming in, Repel as well as Heal More. So that seems to be the one to go for here. A Staff of Rain Grime would, yes, it would cause a soft lock, as you wouldn't be able to add the necessary items to your inventory by having so many Staves of Rain that can't be removed from your inventory.
Oh, come on. I'd give a player with at least a bonus point if they did it, but we'll probably, of course, not see it happen. There's a Droll Magi up there for DK, and he will go ahead and bump out of level 2 and move on up, picking up a nice little chunk of energy, and moving up to level 4, getting to heal more. Alrighty, just in case you guys haven't heard this before, we are back here on Dragon Warrior Randomizer, as we're doing the last of the week 2 races between DiabeetusThe2nd, dk9146 Kigalas, and Sawneyrath11. Ron Burgundy along with us, and most of our runners are between level 1 and 4 at this point, with the exception of Diabeetus out in level 7.
Druin's given a nice bit of experience with 154, and that's helping the levels go up as well. But now those Drolls looking to run away.
And that's because as you move up, the quality will allow them to get scared and run away, and it's like your little slimes racing that would in the vanilla version.
Druin Lords are looking pretty nice too, given 174, and looks like level 7 is the one to get to, as that gives you both hurt and hurt more.
So 7 gives you the pocket pair of Moors, and ready to rock and roll. Other than the 2 pieces we had in Tentagel Castle, we haven't had any of the other key items up yet. We really haven't even seen any other towns or caves yet. However, we do have a town just appearing on Sammy's side.
Poltergeist pretty good as well for 121. Not much to speak of which to speak for level 9 necessarily, but we do have Hawksness, so there is a Guardian enemy there.
Yep, and they did just get sleep as well, so that might help depending on who's on the spike. While the HP and the attack powers are randomized, what spells that the enemies normally would have are not.
So in Vanilla, Magiwyvern has sleep, and will do so here as well. And we're going to find out what the Guardian enemy is. It's an Axe Knight.
That is not the best.
Not susceptible to hurt more, but certainly putting on a hurt with a 51 HP of damage, a one-shot there on Sawney.
Very strong, but it is if you can get in, because I believe it's normally a 10 out of 16 hurt more resistance on that in the vanilla, so it should be pretty close here. If you can get the first shot, you may have a chance.
Well, it's a little a little less than that. Yeah, their resistance is 1 out of 16 in vanilla, so Usually they're pretty easy to hit, but with the resistances randomized to certain limitations, not necessarily as easy.
I'm sorry, most of them this week I've seen them all at 10, so that's why my mind immediately went there. But we are getting a divergence in paths between these guys, which is good to try to find out where everything is. By the way, Kigalas just got the both Moors in his pack on his level up.
So given what's right outside the castle here in terms of enemies, Diabeetus seeming to have the savvy strategy here of just grind before heading out here.
And that might not be a bad situation. Get your energy so that way when you do try to experiment and head on out, regardless of what's out there, you can actually absorb some of the hits, even if you find somebody who hits for, say, 90 points.
Well, given that at level 12 we already see a strength of 89, I think it's going to be looking pretty good in that regard.
However, the defense number is what's still hurting. Even at level 12, only a 38 there. Meanwhile,
true, we have yet to see a town of commerce, so that'll certainly keep from any developments in terms of additional weapons for attack power or armor for defense.
And DK again goes down. However, we do finally have a town. Speak of the devil, it is the former House of Keys, Rimeldar. Half plate's only $5 here today.
Certainly a pretty good sale. We're also going to see a broadsword 362, normally 1,500, but that half plate normally 1,000 gold and only five gold this time around, so pretty good.
Find out the one chest is the Erdrick's Tease, aka the token. Three things in the game start with Erdrick, and the only one that don't help your power or your defense is that token. But it is a vital piece of the puzzle to get your rainbow drop in the end.
Yeah, now all that's missing is the Stones of Sunlight, and those are the three items that are needed to be able to enter Charlotte Castle, the home of the Dragon Lord. And we have another town here, and it's Breckenary.
But we also still will have to find the Jerk Cave as well. And over here, we have Large Steel going for just about 30 bucks. What I really love is how the cheap stuff goes for expensive. I've seen earlier in one of my commentaries, the leather armor was for 13,000. Now, Diabeetus hits Hawksness. At level 13, he might be one who can actually take a hit or two to be able to survive. We may finally see what's underneath that spike.
Well, time will certainly tell. And 13,000 for a leather armor. That must have been, as opposed to mock Naugahyde, that must have been some real Naugahyde leather.
Well, here we go. Diabeetus tries to hurt more, fails. Ooh, Axknight also had sleep.
Yeah, Axknight has sleep and vanilla, and you can see 1, 2, 3. Ooh, the last one just for extra punch, 61.
Yep, gets sleep locked and puts Diabeetus back to home. Meanwhile, same will go home for DK on a nice little night you normally don't see outside. Scorpion gives decent, about 99 and 190, and we'll get a level up to 10 for Sammy. I'm sorry. Maybe he's heading right back, but we'll pick up level 14 on the path back to the spike. And Radiant and Outside are earned at level 14, finishing the spell list.
That HP will certainly help with another attempt here at that Axe Knight.
And he'll go in at 78. 49 back attack. Have to heal more instead of blocking. I'm going to think you're going to get the stop spell in. Yep. Just in case that sleep does get attempted. Meanwhile, Sawney has found the Jerk Trading Cave.
So once the Staff of Rain, which is acquired, as we saw from the basement, by trading in the Silver Harp, when that Staff of Rain, as well as the Stones of Sunlight and Erdrick's Token, are all presented to the man in the noted Jerk Cave, then you'll get the Rainbow Drop, which you'll be able to place to build a bridge across the moat and get into Charlotte Castle.
Sorry, while you were doing that, Diabetes did finally take him down after a long fight, but found out of absolutely nothing. By the way, we also know where the armor and the stones are. The first two chests there in Grave. So
a lot of things developing at once here.
So I'm going to have a feeling we're going to probably need to find Catline, because I think the coordinates are definitely going to come in play here, especially with nothing in Hawk's Nest. Meanwhile, Swanee is actually running the Tablet Cave. I'm sorry, no, I take that back. Bottom of Swamp is where he's running. Diabetes is about ready to pick up his item from the double lock of there, and there's the token for Diabetus2nd.
Ooh, well, the hurt more hits, that's the good news. The bad news, Axe Knight not really very generous in terms of experience and gold.
Nope, and when I was running it, they would have gone right on my list of run away immediately enemies. Town coming up for DK, and that will be Cole. As the pieces start falling into place, let's check the shop. Large shield for just
what
$39.
a find. A $5 flame sword, normally $9,800. Barring anything special from the silver shield, I think that is our sale of the seed.
I was going to say, with the old sale of the century deal, $9,800 on sale today for just $5.
Exactly. Jim Perry would be proud.
Yeah, let's not talk about the horrible sequel that happened about 10 years ago.
I know not of what you speak, or at least I pretend to. Moving on, though.
Yeah, sounds good.
Nothing in Cole either in terms of the search spot, so that leads to Caitlin being more likely to have Erdrick's sword.
Or the Death Necklace still out as well.
Oh yeah, or the Death Necklace still at large as well.
As we've had the Fairy Flute, we've had everything else. Whatever isn't in that search spot more than likely is going to be over in Big C, unless it's in Mountain Cave, which I don't think we've seen yet either.
Oh goodness, and here's Caitlin on DK's side.
And the Flame Sword is also there for just $5. Would like to see
Magic armor we can pass on, though. It's over 13,000.
Nope, not yet. I'd love to see the Silver Shield somewhere, even if it might be higher priced, but just to see it in the feed. Feed that I ran this week did not have a Silver Shield anywhere. There it is for $183. That is our new sale of the century. That Silver Shield normally $14,800.
Pretty good. Now we're going to see if there are any coordinates, and there are not. So Erdrick's sword is also going to be in a chest somewhere, and we are 0 for 3 in search spot items. Nothing in Hawksness, nothing in Cole, nothing on the overworld.
Yeah, but I wonder if our runners will pick up on that because we haven't seen a curse belt yet either. And with none of those spaces being populated, there will be no curse belt on the map.
And one of our admins, Aaron2U2, noting in chat here that the odds of that are about 1 in 125, so less than a 1% chance.
Nice to know we're running in rarefied air today.
It's because I came back to commentary. At least that's what I'd like to think.
Hey, we're more than happy to have you back, Mr. Burgundy. Meanwhile, Swanee heading back to lovely Hawksness does not know yet that the spike tile has nothing underneath. So let's count what we have left. We have the 2 in Deep Grave and the 5 in Mountain. Anything else you can think of for spots outside of Sherlock?
I was going to say, have we seen Tablet Cave yet? Have we seen the Vanilla Stones of Sunlight or Freebie Cave? I feel like we haven't seen a whole lot because it's all been kind of bunched together.
Okay, so that leaves us with 9 spots for the 2 before Sherlock would be the absolute requirement.
Although, yeah, it's hard to say, but yeah, I mean, 101 strength already at level 16 as Kigalas has just vaulted up in experience.
Okay, I'm actually going to add 3 more because I don't think we've actually seen anybody get to Garingham yet.
True, back at Garinham's there as well, so there are a lot of checks left. It's just been a very front-loaded seed in terms of finding items. And just, yeah, now it leads that wild goose chase, if one wants, for the remainder here. I mean, possibly a flame sword might be enough, given the, giving the swath of power that we see here at level 15, level 16, 101 strength. But there is that one X factor that we haven't seen yet. The first form of the Dragon Lord, which is also susceptible to all these randomizations. So that could be the true final boss before DL2.
That is definitely true. By the way, we've just finally got our first look at Mountain as Kigalas finds it. That is true. I've done multiple seeds, both me running and commentating this week. We've had them as easy as a 70-point DL1 to a 237 hitting at 109, depending on just what the randomness wants to give. And there's the death necklace for Kigalas in the chest just to the south on the 2nd floor of Mountain. Surprisingly, we haven't seen any treasure guards, so they may be tri-stated off.
Quite possibly, and just a torch, gold, and fairy water in Garinham. Let's see about the 2 up top here. Another torch, and some more gold in the mountain cave.
So there's only one
and
more
there's
in the
Tablet Cave in the back of Garinham.
Yep, so we're going to get 2 more of those chests eliminated here. That's going to take out 3, 4, and 5 for 9 of the spots.
And the Tablet Cave contains some gold.
And as soon as we finish with this blue dragon, we should know the 5th here in Mountain. Meanwhile, Swanee still fighting the Axe Knight, and Hawksness not knowing, of course, that spike is nothing. I wouldn't think a Druid would be a Temple Guard, but it is possible. And, you know, it was just a coincidence for an herb. And Swanee finally gets through that deal with only 4 hit points, 2 magic, finds out nothing, and has to take a death warp.
Yeah, Druid can't necessarily be a guard, if I recall correctly. And the Vanilla Stones Cave is a possible check, but, I mean, given that it's Erdrick's Sword, it is also possible to be in Sherlock.
That is true, and we are starting to finally tear down those spots as we are starting to knock them off one by one here. We've eliminated 9 of those spots that we had earlier. We still do have a few spots left in the overworld, but not many.
So yeah, Sword could be at this point in Vanilla Stone's cave, could be in deep, either of the two chests in Deep Garen's grave, or could be in Sharlock. So I believe it's narrowed down to 10 if I'm checking everything right. But I don't think any of our runners have even seen Sharlock, let alone are ready to go in there yet.
So would you actually start diving Sharlock at least to get to the treasure, since we do have the short Sharlock, knowing that's 6 compared to 3 in the overworld?
Well, it depends on what our runners find as they're trying to take care of their errands here. I mean, if they happen to find one of those other caves, like the freebie cave most notably, that would be what they'd want to search first because it's easier. Now, choosing diving grave versus diving short Sharlock, I think with this flag set, yeah, our runners are going to definitely... I mean, I would imagine that they would go for Sharlock first.
Sorry about that. DK is the first to actually have all 3 paces that, if he does get to the jerk, can get the rainbow drop. All the other 3 runners are missing at least one key piece of the puzzle. Mostly being those stones. Kigalas, however, still also have to turn in the harp, which is down the bottom of Tentagel. And there is the rainbow drop for DK. First one who can get to Tentagel once you find it. I'm sorry, not Tentagel, but Sharlock. I think now you start getting a little bit of a countdown as to how long it takes DK to find Sharlock compared to the rest of these guys to finish up their pieces of the puzzle here. But at least Kigalas now knows where the jerk is once he does get his stones. We do know those stones are in the first level of the grave. Meanwhile, DK looks like he's going to grind in Foxnest.
Well, I don't know if DK ever got the not so good news about the Axe Knight here, so I don't think it's so much of a grind as it is checking the search spot.
That is very possible as well, as you'd want to know that at least before, because it'd be really dull to go through the 6, go back up to the judge's table, and then not find it there, and you'd be like, oh, was it really? Now he finds out that news, and you're right, he is quickly out of Hawksnest. Unless Sharlock was just like 1 or 2 squares off where somebody just didn't have it scrolled over enough, looks like it's not going to be next to a town, which is not going to be the most ideal, because usually you like to heal up right before jumping into Sharlock. But of course, we still need to actually find that place.
I think at this point, there's a mindset when you have a seed that is going as quickly as this. It's almost a mindset of, okay, I need to just go with the as minimal as possible. As we now see the Vanilla Stone's cave has a torch, so that's out of the mix. So yeah, Erdrick's sword looks to either be deep in grave or in Sharlock.
And that knocks the overworld search spot to 2 now.
Yeah, I mean, we're barely a half hour in. Our runners are all at levels in the mid to upper teens. This is, yeah, just find what you need to find and get the heck into Charlock here.
DK in the lead, but needs to find Charlock could really use this as he only did get 1 point out of his first round. And there is our first look at Charlock on Diabeetus' side. DK unfortunately taking a time waste, as we know it's not here in Mountain. And also Kigalas now gets a first look at Charlock as well. So whatever lead DK have is unfortunately maybe squandering here a little bit, not going out and finding that Charlock.
Well, I mean, getting some nice experience along the way. Those Magidrakes for 283 a pop.
Well, he got the one only thing that's actually vital. By the way, Swanee now finding out, of course, there is no coordinate from Catlin. But DK did get the one item that might be of use, the Death Necklace, out of there. However, 129, I think it'd be right on about the borderline as to whether or not to put that on. And there are some radishes from Swanee. Get your radish emotes out in chat.
Yes, the radish percent, little fun kind of alternative thing that was done a little while back.
I believe there are still 1 or 2 matches left in that radish tournament.
Oh, it is still ongoing. Okay, I didn't realize there was overlap regarding that here.
Yeah, they've basically just been whenever the runners have had time to do their radish runs, they've been getting it in. There hasn't been any real 100% set in stone due by X date type runs.
Okay, kind of a little more casual type thing, I suppose.
Yeah, because they're only about usually between 15 to 20 minutes to run, depending on how nasty the seed might be.
Well, here we go. It looks like DK heading over to Charlock here has found it, and going to be the first to enter here, just shy of 30 minutes.
Actually, that would be about right, because I've seen most runs finish between 40 to 50 minutes, except, of course, a couple that I was in commentating over an hour and a half. So here we go, the $0 million pyramid. Which chest do you think it has in, guys? 51, 152, 250, or 3?
Oh, yeah, the fighter's ring in the 150 spot.
And there's possibly a treasure card there in the 50.
I think a Star Wyvern's too strong to be in the pool of Guardian enemies.
I've had them in many of mine, and there it is.
Oh, well, either way, it's that is the correct one, so...
So if you bet
Star Wyvern is a guard, okay.
Now, what's going to be the spike tile before the Dragon Lord? Get your guesses as what you believe that one will be, chat. Considering who we've seen...
I'm thinking the trifecta. We had Axe Knights at the other two. Why not here as well?
And we do
and it's a skeleton, of course.
Of all things.
I mean, take away the armor and the skin, and I'm basically right.
And here we go. DL1 coming up. We'll find out if he's a pushover or a real lord. And he looks to be a pushover with only 3 points.
But still has hurt more.
That's required due to the vanilla spells, but... Looks like he's got a little more hit points than normal, but not really punching for much on his normal attacks.
Well, that 15 was a haymaker by comparison.
Doesn't look like he's got, or at least if it does, very low.
Oh no!
Oh, heal more instead of the stop spell. Oh, jeez. And that's what these other runners need to have, is for DL to be the most uncooperative individual in the universe.
Well, all right. The knowledge is at least there. I mean, DK's still looking pretty good here, but yeah, now with the heal more being there. Okay, man,
All
here
right,
we go now to DL2, and I think this is pretty free even with the back attack.
Back attack. Tries to get the soft spell in, but fails. Tries again. Fails again. Gotta heal more here.
Well, maybe I stand corrected. We'll see.
Well, the count's at 12. Stones of Sunlight, by the way, in the meantime, picked up by Diabetes. Count's now at 30. 48. $65.
Yep, 65 now. Now. The Dragon Lord can have anywhere from 100 to 230 hit points, is now up to 82.
And what seemed to be a cakewalk is now getting somewhat dicey. Especially if this DL happens to have a spell and springs it out right at the end and say, like, does a heal more or something.
Well, I believe that the DL2 can only have either the spell of heal or the spell of sleep.
Well, I think we're already over the 150 point, and there's the heal.
There it is.
The spell finally did get blocked. So it should be just a couple swings away from getting GG's out.
Yeah, it's just a damage race at this point, which will be made easier should the Dragon Lord cast heal again.
This will be awesome for DK, who will go up to 6 points after that 1 point week 1, giving him still a good shot here in this Winter League. And there it is. Get your GG's out of the chat for dk9146, as he'll be the first to complete, and we'll get a race time on it in just a moment.
Yep, still has to go and get accolades from the king, but DK going to be in first here and might just be shy of 35 minutes here. Yeah, there it is. GG's DK 34.57.
Just under that 35-minute clock. Meanwhile, DiabeetusThe2nd, the second to get down to Sharlock. And with 18, he should be able to hit the treasury, get that sword off the guard at the 50, and immediately go to DL. Oh, he ain't even going to go for it. He's going to play it on the flame sword. By the way, we'll see if we can get DK here in the booth for a little post-game commentary. Diabetes does have a 1 level advantage. He did grind to 18 compared to 17 that DK won on. But we'll be going with about, 15 points difference between that Flame Sword and Erdrix.
Except it looks like Diabetes.
Meanwhile, Kigalas is about ready to go in.
Didn't get the Erdrix sword.
No, he did not go to the treasury. It was in the $50 box, remember? And it looks like neither will Kigalas. Both Diabetes and Kigalas running this on just the flame sword. Diabetes at 18, Kigalas at 19. Meanwhile, Swanee is at 16, and GG's to our race winner. Welcome on in, DK. Tell us about the seed or any thoughts you had on it.
I mean, it went really well. I almost made a decision early to grind once I saw some okay enemies around start, and I'm really glad I didn't, because that entire seed was just filled with triple-digit enemies everywhere. It was fantastic searching and exploring and grabbing the experience on the way.
Well, you're the only
Yeah, that
one
looks to
who's
be the
went to-
difference here. Is Diabetes now on the Dragon Lord 2 fight, Kigalas on the DL1. Diabetes, I think, decided to grind right outside of the castle until probably about level 12 or 13.
I can't say I blame him. It was very tempting for sure. I honestly just wanted a weapon, which was what really pressed me to go looking for things, and then we mostly right ordered the seed on top of that, so that really helped a lot.
Speaking of weapons, both of your opponents are doing it on just the flame sword. They did not grab Erdrick's sword. You went a level earlier than they did at 17. Diabetes going on 18. Kigalas here on 19.
And I'll be honest, if I didn't see the sword in there because I still had a few checks outstanding, I was just going to throw Death Necklace on potentially. But I was up to 131 with the Fighter's Ring, so I probably would have omitted it.
So far, you were the only one to go into the Sherlock Treasury, so both Diabetes and Kigalas working on flame swords on the Dragon Lord.
Meanwhile, it looks like Swanee is just lost as to where the final piece of that puzzle is. We were starting to worry a little bit with you here, DK, after your first 2 to 3 attempts at that stop spell on DL2, and of course, it missing each time.
It is what it is. It's like a coin flip at worst, but of course, I had to have a heal on the back end, didn't it? No, luckily, I still had, I think, 4 or 5 heal mores when it did that, so I felt pretty good that I'd be able to get through.
Combine that with him having heal more on the first incarnation that you got hit to.
Yeah, I was playing a little bit with fire there. I was down MP because I had outsided out of Mountain Cave and such, so I knew I was playing a little bit with fire, but I felt our MP was pretty decent. What I had 120 something, right?
I believe it was about 120, and yeah, Sawney, by the way, finally finds the Stones of Sunlight. At this point, it's got to be feeling like, ooh, I gotta move. However, Diabetes is running into trouble, only with 14 magic points left, only 1 more heal more in the bank. Gonna come down to the last swings here, and there it is. GG's in chat for DiabeetusThe2nd, who will finish in 2nd place, pick up 3 points, and go to 8. You, DK, by the way, with your win, will move up to 6th in the chart.
Yeah, I really felt like I needed this win to make me feel more comfortable going into next week after last week's snafu.
Yep, and that, of course, with the Stair Shuffle and the Three's Company Siege will be on. Race time for Diabetes, a 40-minute flat. No seconds at all. And Kigalas coming up right behind. Let's get a race time on him real quickly for us. You should have that in a second. 40 minutes and 18 seconds. Just an 18-second difference between 2nd and 3rd. Of course, we'll try to get them here in chat in just a moment as well.
And a note to our restreamer, we're not ignoring you in the race room. We just aren't authorized to type in there.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, after the race starts, the only people who can type in there is people.
Oh, of course, the runners. That makes sense.
And DiabeetusThe2nd joins us, our 2nd place finisher in this run. GG.
Thanks for the GG. Appreciate it. GG DK as well.
And GG for Kigalas, who shows up right behind, just like he did in this race, just an 18-second difference. GG's for you as well.
Thank you, GG, DK, and Diabetes. It was a fun race.
And GG for Kigalas, who
Yeah, GG's too, both agreed.
like he did in this race, just an 18-second difference. GG's for you as well. Ron, you got any questions for either of these individuals?
Yeah, GG's too.
Well, this kind of just goes across the board, and this is just more of a general question. when you see everything coming together as quickly as it is, what goes through your mind when you have one of these jet-style seeds where, oh wow, it's a half hour and everything's coming together here, everything's coming up Millhouse?
I say for me, it's panic and hoping that I find the right places in the right order. Like I was saying before they jumped in, I really right ordered the heck out of the seed. You know, having everything in hand when you get up the jerk, all that stuff was really helpful.
Yeah, I'll second that entirely. Having a good grind area right at the start gets you off the ground, and then there's always the risk that you overgrind. It's just that this seed, more than probably any that I've seen so far, just hammered us with good XP enemies, and yeah, it really was just a matter of finding things in the right order. Unfortunately, last location grave, not gonna help. We need the stones there and the armor.
Yeah, I also last location grave, but I don't feel too bad about it. I mean, going up against this competition tonight, I can't feel bad about third, that's for sure.
By the way, both for you, Kigalas and DiabeetusThe2nd, the Erdrick sword was in the $50 box in the treasury of Sharlock.
Okay, it can stay there.
Yeah, we didn't need it, right?
Well, I went at 17, so I was at 129 attack with the flame sword. So I went in treasury, ended up getting the fighter's ring and the sword both.
By the way, that sword was the only thing that actually had a treasure guard.
Oh yeah, and then there's no coordinates, I'm guessing. Did anybody even find Caitlin?
Yeah, no cords.
No.
That's where I got my silver shield.
None of the search spots in the overworld had anything in the seed.
I suppose I never found coal either, so yeah.
Yeah, pretty rare to have nothing on any of the search tiles. It was disappointing, just one after another, just hoping for that Stones of Sunlight at some point. Because then at least you can check Sharlock and short Sharlock. If you're looking for sword armor, you can skip some things because those are really, really quick checks. But yeah, anytime you have a location that's interior in like a big continent area, I know a lot of us kind of follow edges of maps when you explore because, you know, it's easier to map and follow things out. Anytime you have anything like that, it can be a little dicey. You hit the end of the map and you're like, uh-oh, I haven't found at least one location. Where is it?
Right. Yeah, and my last minute check of Hoxus to see if the sword was there, that basically cost me second. So
Yeah, I also did Hoxness before going to, because I had never been down where Mountain, Freebie, Swamp, or Sharlock was before, but I knew that's where everything had to be, so I checked Hox. I'll disappoint both of you, though. Grave was the second thing I found after Hoxness somehow.
it just ground forever and, you know, kind of went west and south and eventually found all the rest.
Meanwhile, Swanee finally does get into Sharlock and gets the Erdrick sword on that $50, taking down the Star Wyvern. So have any of you three thought about next week's seed, including the Stair Shuffle and Three's Company?
I think my thoughts are known on Stair Shuffle.
I just demand maximum carnage in Stair Shuffle. I don't care if it's my race, other races, all the races. Just lots of carnage, lots of stairs, lots of shuffling.
Yeah, that's a really tough combination. Sharlock could be really, really free or really, really bad, and you're trying to go as low a level as possible with the princess. So depending on where the castle versus Sharlock versus Swamp is, you know, you really could be in a position where you lose a lot of time if you go too risky and take a death there. It's a lot of time potentially spent doing the homework again.
There is our prep guy, the skeleton. Not really much with only 17 hit points, but high agility.
Well, Sawney seemed quite behind, but was able to catch up pretty quickly here, already on DL1, but in there at level 16.
Yep, and he did get caught on that heal more, so that may hurt more. He had to use some magic getting into here.
Yeah, already down to just 10 heal mores, but we also know that the DL2 has heal, and that's a nice little surprise that comes in late.
Right, but if he does go ahead and block that, he will lose another of the heal mores.
What was the
He has
HP on the
no
Dragon Lord?
points to- Yeah, can we see
DL1, it
DL2
looks
though?
like 188.
Our lovely trackers, if we can get DL2 up, please.
It's almost a little less than I expected. I think I had counted up to about 180 something when he finally threw a heal at me, and I couldn't finish him off without stop spelling him.
And there it is, 215 points here on DL2.
Okay, yeah, I knew it was a lot. I didn't even bother counting.
And it's a
And
25%.
that Dragon Lord's from
heal.
Philly. He's dialing 215.
Yeah, that is the area code there, isn't it?
Indeed it is.
Yeah, I knew he was high because he healed the first time on me at 162. That's when I stopped spelled him, and then I did another 85 after that.
Well, if he ever dials my area code, we need a reroll. That's going to be the situation. We're down to just 3 heal mores here for Swanee.
And hasn't thrown a stop spell yet, and there's the heal.
And there's the heal.
Is going to just try to damage. No, not damaging through. It's not going to work. Got to throw the stop spell.
And that'll
It's on the
lose
first
one of the
go,
heal
though.
mores.
Must be nice.
So only has 1 heal more left. Yeah, it took you 3. There's that final heal more. This is close. Those
Is
heals
getting
are
Dragon Lord to
helping.
cast a heal a couple of times, though.
There
and
it
is
is,
able to take
GG.
it out.
I know I'm not commentating, but I just wanted to say I think it's awesome that we had 4 finishes all at 4 different levels.
No, that that hadn't escaped me. I thought that was rather interesting for sure. Yeah, GG's for Sawney finishing this out here. The official race time 49:29, and wow, yeah, four different competitors, 4 different finish levels, and all under 50 minutes.
Well, I'll let you guys talk to Sonny here in a minute, but thanks for jumping in the booth, Ron. I know you were a later ad. See Parsley there, people in the background doing their things. GG to Sonny as he's joining, and looking forward to week 3. Have a good night, everybody.
See you, DK. Good luck in the future.
Thank you, DK. We'll see you later.
GG, Sawney, that one was just wild and woolly, to say the least. Just experience being thrown at you left, right, and sideways, and it was just a lot of things being found in a precise order, and if one thing was just a little bit off, the difference turned out to be a few minutes here.
That it did, and with Sharlock, I had a feeling that I had forgotten to go one specific way, and turns out I had, but I'm glad I caught that sooner rather than later. It was so much EXP this seed. So much EXP.
Yeah, that zone to the west with the Druid Lords and Magicians, and then even Green Dragons were okay just to the west of them.
Yeah, I was sitting in that general area for a little while.
Yeah, I stayed there till 16 to figure, well, I'll get all my spells, and then it's like, oh, I have 101 strength. Let's go find things.
I pretty much did the same. I think I stopped at 14 or 15 and then just went from there.
Plus, I believe there were some Magidrakes for like 283 or something like that experience.
Yeah, I got a few of those in Swamp Cave. I wish I'd found those sooner.
Yeah, I didn't even take a shot at the Magidrakes. I was pretty happy with what I was finding. If I had taken those, then it would have sped things up a little bit.
That's probably why I had the highest level. It's not like 3 of them in a row walking through Swamp the first time.
Yeah, DK had noted that between the four runners there, all 4 of you took out the Dragon Lord at different levels. Sawney was 16, DK 17, Diabetes 18, and Kigalas 19.
But 19 only gave, what, 1 strength and 2 MP or something?
It was fairly minuscule.
Yeah, so it would have made probably about a 17-18 being the most beneficial area to go in this, even though we do have a variety of times based on that split.
Yeah,
Looking at it here, 1 strength and 3 MP was the difference. So 18 and 19 were pretty negligible.
I felt pretty comfortable at 16. All I needed was Erdrick's sword that I figured out after clearing Garen's grave was in Sharlock. I'm just glad it didn't land on Judge's table.
Yeah, that was that and Deep in Grave were the only chests and areas not checked. Well, any other final thoughts from our competitors here before we wrap things up here on D1 or DW Randomizer?
Just thanks to the crew for putting this on, and thanks for the good race, everybody. Good luck next week.
I mean, Kigalas pretty much said what I was going to.
I was getting a little ahead of myself as we were going to be sending over to a Z1R race between a couple of individuals within the DWR community, Stags and Zarnax. They're going to be they're competing in Zelda 1 Randomizer over on Speed Gaming 2, part of the 2024 Zelda 1 Randomizer winter tournament that is going on. Lots of tournaments and leagues going on all at the same time. And certainly should be some goodies here. Make sure to give all of our runners a follow, as they gave you a fantastic race here tonight, and make sure to show some love to the folks behind the scenes as well. Our pair of trackers, RG365 and Shihali, as well as our restreamer, Absolute Eric. I hope I have that right here. And for my broadcast partner, C. Parsley, great to be in the booth here with you. I'm Ferran Burgundy, saying until next time, stay classy, my friends, and more importantly, stay safe. We'll see you over at Speed Gaming 2 for some Zelda 1 Randomizer with Stags and Zarnax.
Thank you.